Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. Let's talk about Cody Rhodes for a second. Are the fans right now in WWE over Cody Rhodes? I think there might be a portion of some fans that are kind of over the push of Cody Rhodes, but I do think Cody Rhodes still has a very, very loyal fan base that wants to see him succeed. Now, let's think about Cody Rhodes in general for a second. He had a really solid, let's say, first run in WWE. Right, he was an Intercontinental Champion. He was dashing Cody Rhodes. He was part of Legacy with Ted DiBiase Jr. and Randy Orton, which should have had something to do with their current feud now, but it's been overtaken by Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee, which is a ridiculous thing. And then he became Stardust. And he actually really went all in on Stardust and did the best he could with that, which I think also is a testament to his ability in the ring and as an entertainer. Then he knew inside that Cody Rhodes, he knew he was kind of destined for more. So he decides to leave WWE, I think all knowing in the back of his head that he wants to return, but he wants to return as someone who is a superstar who can win and hold the WWE Championship. And so he goes on the independents, he dominates on the independents, he has a large influence on the start of AEW, he becomes a star in AEW, and then decides to leave. Leave because he wants to go back to WWE so he can win the WWE Championship, a title that his father, Dusty Rhodes, never held. Then we get this 2-year story with Roman Reigns, this finish the story, and it culminates fantastically, and Rhodes finishes the story. Now, a couple years later, fans feel like Cody Rhodes is still being shoved down their throat, and he has turned into their golden boy. Now, WWE fans kind of do this all the time with some wrestlers. If they feel like they're getting pushed too heavily. They did it with John Cena. Now, John Cena is considered the greatest of all time, and everyone loves him, and he's coming back to WrestleMania to host it, and his farewell tour, people loved it. People did this with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns getting shoved down our throats. Now, Roman Reigns is the god of WWE. And in similar fashion, Cody Rhodes, everything is kind of working around Cody Rhodes to make Cody Rhodes the golden boy. And now some fans are tired of it. And so there's this post on X that kind of explained how WWE Creative has done and what they've done to try and put their quote-unquote golden boy, Cody Rhodes, over. I really like Cody Rhodes. I'm kind of sick and tired of seeing Cody Rhodes in the world title picture and the WWE title picture. So I think after it's done with Randy Orton, I think Randy Orton wins his 15th world title at WrestleMania 42. And then I guess it's planned to have a tag team match at Backlash, which I don't understand. If Randy Orton beats Cody Rhodes, wouldn't the next match they have be a rematch, not a tag team match? I don't understand. So then maybe after that, the whole Pat McAfee, Jelly Roll, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes thing is done. It evaporates, and then Cody Rhodes goes on to something else, and Randy Orton starts like his first real feud as WWE Undisputed Champion. And so here's kind of the list of stuff that's happened. First, with most recent, you have a podcast where Triple H goes on and he's kind of over-complimenting Cody and his legacy. I think that was a bad pick for Cody Rhodes' podcast. They should have picked someone else. You don't need kind of your boss coming on and talking about how cool you are that close to WrestleMania. It's not going to sell tickets. It doesn't make any sense. It just looks lame. And then they bring Pat McAfee in because fans refuse to boo Randy Orton over Cody Rhodes. Randy Orton was getting cheered over Cody Rhodes, so you bring in a third party, so now he takes the heat, and then maybe that'll elevate Cody Rhodes as a babyface once again. And then they turn Cena heel, but fans still refuse to cheer Cody over Cena. They also introduced The Rock's final boss gimmick to bring sympathy for Cody, but the fans kept cheering The Rock. So you have all these superstars, Randy Orton, John Cena, The Rock, who are getting cheered over your golden boy babyface, Cody Rhodes, and WWE is trying to manufacture another way out of that. And it's very interesting to see that dynamic. And then, of course, they stripped Drew McIntyre of the WWE title a few weeks before WrestleMania 42 with record dislikes on YouTube. I don't know about the dislikes thing. A lot of people like to use that as a metric. I know that there are bots and people who just pay for dislikes for WWE videos on YouTube, so that's not really a good temperature check of how people are feeling. I do think people were excited that Cody Rhodes won the strap, but I also do think there is maybe a minority, maybe an equal amount of people who really wanted to see Drew McIntyre walk in WrestleMania 42 as champion. I was one of those people. And then You gave Cody a full-blown coronation at WrestleMania 40 and built an entire new era around him. I think that was the right move because he did finish the story. But this person is kind of putting it in there. It's kind of all of these reasons why some fans might be sick of this quote-unquote golden boy push. But you have to push a superstar. The only way to create a superstar with some organic measures in there is to put them in high-level matches and see if they sink or swim. And then it keeps happening and happening and happening and happening and happening. And then boom, now you have a superstar, a quarterback, let's say. Then they had Randy Orton cut a promo about how Cody is better than him after Cody won the title at WrestleMania 40, along with numerous other talent. How Cody has won back-to-back Rumbles, Crown Jewel, etc. If you critically think on the failures of the overall WWE product over the last few years, many of the issues center around having to do creative gymnastics around getting Cody over even when his opponents were already heelish. I'm not blaming Cody Rhodes. I'm blaming creative. Doing the same thing over and over and over again and hoping for a different result is insanity. It's time to move on from this era into the next. Try something new. Try something different and new. I don't know if I agree with every single statement in that tweet, but I do agree for the fact that WWE should move away from Cody Rhodes as the champion. He can still be the quarterback, a figurehead, do all the media, this and that. All that's totally fine. I think that stuff is great that he does. I also think he had a good run as champion, but I also think he's better as the chaser. Not so much as the title holder, but I think you let Randy Orton have a feud with someone for a while, keep Cody Rhodes out of the title picture, make fans kind of want that, have him do another feud with a younger guy, something like that, so that Cody can kind of get his spark back a little bit. And there hasn't been enough intensity between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. You saw the first time where Randy made him bloody, kicked him, steel chairs, steel steps. That was awesome. It never built up from there. And then Stephanie McMahon comes out and she talks about how diabolical Randy Orton is. And the next thing we know is freaking Pat McAfee's out there. How does that make Randy Orton diabolical? He hasn't done anything else. He hasn't attempted to punt him, to do something really, really fucking bad to his family. He hasn't brought Brandy Rhodes out of there. Nothing like that has happened to make me think that they've reached this peak level. And then you go on the internet and you watch El Grande Americano and the original El Grande Americano in a WWE AAA match, which you should go watch it. And they're brawling and they're beating the shit out of each other and they're going nuts. This is the intensity, the feud. This is what Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes should have had. Instead, we have Pat McAfee running around with the WWE title, begging people to buy tickets to WrestleMania while also claiming it's not sold out because the show sucks. Make it make sense. Please make it make sense. They ruined a story. WWE ruined a story with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton that has 20 years of history, two of the best to ever do it. Right there, written intensity, story, generations, legacy, all these types of things. And the only thing WWE cared about, or TKO cared about, was bringing in Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee to totally ruin the vibe. Now, we can only hope that the match itself is fucking awesome, knowing at the end there's going, of course, to be some interferences between Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee, and that's going to predict the ending of the match where Randy Orton will win. But hopefully the 95% of that leading up is just a great professional wrestling match between two of the best performers we have in WWE. So that's what I think. What do you think about Cody Rhodes? Are the fans over it? What do you think about Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Then like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers.